All right, so we're gonna look at some of the moments that led up to the knockdown, and then we're gonna look at the knockdown itself and try and get an analysis of why everything happened the way it did in that first round. Because that's some of the worst we've seen Izzy hurt in a long time, besides Pereira. The first time in a long time he's been dropped. So let's look at this first moment where he goes up against the cage and he tries to put up that guard and try and bait him in. And basically what you're going to see is that he's kind of forcing these moments. These all happen within the span of like 2 minutes, where he's kind of trying to force this bait. So when you think of it like fishing, it's like, well, you don't force the bait into a fish's mouth. You let the bait sit and then you let the fish come when it comes. Pause. And so at times he's trying to bait Strickland in, like how he did Pereira, to get that reaction so that he can counter him coming in, and then we're gonna see how that plays out later on. So Strickland is putting on crazy foot pressure in the sense that he's always walking down Adesanya. He's always in front of him. He's always in range. He's always invading the space. And so Adesanya is almost always against the cage and he's laterally moving. But at a certain point, he said to himself, well, I want to try and force, well, not force, but I want to try and bait him in so that I can counter him. So he tries to give him that high guard look. And when Strickland tries opening up, he's going to try and look for something. But there they time each other. So the thing is, the difference with Strickland and Pereira is that Strickland is throwing a lot of straight shots down the middle, a lot of quick straight shots. He's not sitting down trying to knock out Adesanya until later on where he finds the perfect timing. But right there, he times him. They both time each other with the jab. Then he's going to go around the guard with the left hook, and then his right hand's going to get stuffed, but he's looking for shots, right? So he's not, the bait is working in the sense that Strickland is there to get countered, but Adesanya doesn't realize that Strickland is also finding his timing too. Then a few seconds later, Adesanya is going to look for the same thing, and then Strickland is going to start with that jab and then follow up, loop around the guard, basic boxing stuff. You touch up the middle of the guard, go around, or you go around, go up the middle, basic boxing stuff, and those shots is landing, and he tried to go for it again. So Strickland's boxing fundamentals is working at breaking down that high guard. Boxers specialize in breaking down high guards because that's the most common guard in boxing. And then this is where Izzy runs into trouble. Strickland's closing the distance. He has him cornered again. Feint. When he does that feint out, notice what Adesanya does. He's like, okay, I'm cornered again. Time to put up that high guard so I can bring him in to land the counter. Okay, puts up that high guard. Strickland sees it. This time, he's not going to play that patient game. He's going to throw a 1-2 straight down the middle because he knows what Adesanya is doing. He did this a few times already within the span of a couple minutes. He did this to Pereira. Strickland, a lot of people may think Strickland's stupid, but he's not stupid. And so Adesanya, what he does here is what he does sometimes in tighter exchanges, and tighter inside exchanges, where he can get that left hook from an awkward angle. But the thing is, that's not going to work on somebody throwing a tight straight punch. Straight punch beat looping punches. Straight, if you go down a straight line, you get to your target quicker. So that's exactly what happens. And then he also gets his head off the center line. Great head movement by Strickland. So he lands the right hand while Izzy's punching. You punch while they're punching. You punch. It's the punches you don't see that hurt the most. All that, so on and so forth. A bunch of extra boxing bullshit. You get the gist. Immortality serum out. We're going to look at that fourth round too, because that performance was great.